I want to start by saying that I'm speaking from a country where half the population is either not eating at all or are skipping meals and are considered food insecure. That is the situation Sri Lanka is in right now. And that is the havoc and the wreckage which this IMF reform package has done to Sri Lanka. And one of the things which I want to emphasize on is that IMF reform package was supposed to take Sri Lanka out of crisis. And they kept on saying that it's a bitter pill, it's going to be hard for a while and so on. But what I want to emphasize is that this IMF reform package is not a bitter pill. It's a pill which is killing the Sri Lankan society and the Sri Lankan people. And most recently what has happened, as many of you are aware, the government has been emphasizing that we need to do domestic debt restructuring in order to get a haircut with the international creditors. Now, we don't know on what basis this government has been saying this, but as we all know, domestic debt is very different to international debt because domestic debt is paid in rupees. In any which way, initially the government said we are not going to do domestic debt restructuring, but now the government is saying we are doing DDR, and not only is the government saying that we are going to do domestic debt restructuring, they are also saying this is solely the entire burden of the DDR is going to fall on the superannuation funds of the workers, the EPF and ETF funds, which are the retirement saving, and in most occasions, this is the only savings for several thousands workers who are account holders of the EPF and ETF account. So what is the government saying? Every year for the next 16 years, they are going to deduct 0.5% GDP equivalent worth of money from the revenue which the EPF and ETF account is going to make. So that is a huge sum of money. And if this happens for the next 16 years, economists tell us that the value of the EPF and ETF funds and the value and the money which account holders can withdraw will fall up to nearly 50%. The value will fall. So this is the situation we are in right now, and unions and civil society organization and workers have been protesting this. But we are facing with a situation where we are not only dealing with government and our government taking decisions. This government is backed up by the International Monetary Fund, which is also backed up by the international creditors. And the entire purpose of this so-called reform package which is happening is to restructure the Sri Lankan economy so that we will pay back the debt, the odious debt, which the international creditors have given to the Rajapaksas, knowing very well that they were stashing it in offshore accounts and not benefiting the Sri Lankan people. So that is why we are civil society as well as unions as well as organizations and mass organizations are gathering together, and we are showing our resistance to resistance and dissent to what this government, the IMF as well as the international creditors are doing to the population of Sri Lanka. And we also see this is no longer a local issue. 53 other countries are in debt distress. So we see this as an international issue. We see this as an issue where the financial structure and the system, which was not created by third world states, and what situation this financial system has pushed our countries such as Sri Lanka into. So this is a global system. We are not only looking at this locally, we are also working with we are also working internationally with other trade unions, with other organizations in other countries who are also going through this IMF package so that we can put a common front and in fact challenge the financial system which has brought Sri Lanka into this state of absolute misery. Thank you.